All right, welcome back. In this episode, we are going to talk about the three signs that are present when you are waking up, when you are beginning to go through and awakening to your deeper self, a spiritual awakening to your deeper self. And when some of these things are happening, you may simply feel like some things are starting to go wrong in your life, but really what is going on is you are shifting, you are evolving, and your inner self is calling you to transform at a deeper level. This is the voice of your subconscious asking you, telling you it's time to awaken and it's time to come home. So, in this episode, we are going to dive into the top three signs that you are in the midst of an inner awakening. And of course, what you can do to navigate feeling connected, feeling grounded, and really using this time to mold yourself and mold your life into the reality that you want to be experiencing. So, really, how do you take hold of this transformation that is taking place? So, instead of letting it make you feel like there's something wrong with you or something wrong with your life, you can grab it, anchor it, and use this experience for rapid growth and transformation. By the end of this episode, you will know exactly what to do to navigate your inner awakening in a way that will allow you to become a more deliberate creator of your reality. My name is Gianna Bedot. I'm a certified hypnotherapist, somatic coach, meditation teacher, and spiritual guide. And if you do feel that you need deeper support beyond this episode, you want to go deeper, you feel like it's time for you to go deeper, you can check out the resources that I have linked for you in the notes below to go deeper within yourself, to go deeper within your life, to rewire, to reset, to recalibrate your subconscious at the deepest level of your being. Because when you reset and you rewire your subconscious, you rewire and reset the entire course of reality, the entire course of your reality and what is to come next for you. So you can check out those resources linked for you below. All right, let's dive in. What are the three signs that you are going through a inner awakening, a spiritual inner awakening? Now, let's first cover what a spiritual inner awakening is. This is a homecoming to yourself. This is an awakening to your truth, to what you believe to be true, to the reality that you want to be experiencing. This is an experience that you go through when you start to see things more clearly. And as you are seeing things more clearly, as you are waking up, it may feel uncomfortable. It may feel painful. It may feel like things in your life are breaking down. But here's the truth: to rebuild the life that you actually want from the inside out, your inner world starts rebuilding your outer world, starts with rebuilding your inner world. Everything you see on the outside is a reflection of what is happening for you on the inside. And so to rebuild, we have to break down first. We have to break down those barriers and those walls that are keeping you stuck in the reality that is a comfort zone that has been created for you from somebody else, perhaps from the adult figures that were around you growing up in your life. This is the programming that is in your subconscious that is now creating your life for you instead of you becoming a deliberate creator using your own true self, using your own belief system that you chose for yourself. So this awakening is you coming home to the truest essence of you and saying, this is my belief system. This is how I want to live my life. Those old beliefs, those old patterns, I want to watch them fall away. I want to watch them break away, to unlayer, to unravel. And this is what an awakening is. It is an unraveling of all of the layers of life that have been built up over the true essence of you and allowing you to come home to the truest version of yourself. And while this is happening, sometimes, again, as I mentioned, it doesn't feel so good. It feels confusing. It feels painful sometimes because everything you thought you believed and knew is starting to break down around you. And as you are transitioning through this, it's important for you to allow whatever's happening to just happen and to allow it to happen with awareness, to just allow your life to break down and not becoming aware of what's happening and how you're feeling and what is going on is to live your life on autopilot, is to continue the same old patterns that you're trying to break free from, that you're subconsciously trying to break free from. Because you may not even consciously be choosing this awakening, but it is happening to you. It is unconsciously happening, whether you realize it or not. You're being called to wake up, to come home to yourself at the deepest level. And what happens when you come home to yourself at the deepest level? You're able to start creating and living your life from your true self versus the programming that was given to you as a child or from the experiences that you went through throughout your life that have shaped you and molded you. You get to be the deliberate, conscious creator of what is going on around you through your own belief systems that you are consciously now choosing through this awakening. So, an awakening is simply a homecoming. That is the best way to describe it. It is a homecoming to you. It's an unlayering, it's an unraveling, it is a deconstruction of all that was created for you so that you can rebuild and create for yourself. So, here are 3 signs that you are, in fact, in the midst of this incredible experience, this incredible awakening, because that's exactly what it is. For you right now, if it feels painful, if it feels confusing, if it feels challenging, you may not be choosing to see it as exciting, but I'm going to invite you that if this does sound like you and if this does resonate for you, to look at it as an exciting experience because you are getting to now choose your reality and become the true author and creator of your life, which is the ultimate gift that you could ever give yourself. So here are the 3 signs that you are in this awakening right now. So the first sign is you start questioning things you once believed in. You start questioning your old belief systems. You start questioning things that you're seeing around you, things that you're hearing, things in society. You start questioning everything. You start questioning the lifestyle choices that you've been making, and you start becoming more awake and aware to a different path. There is a different path that is emerging. An example of this is for me, I've had many forms of awakening throughout my life. One that was really profound, a really surface level one that isn't as deep. We could go deeper, but we'll keep it surface level for the beginning of the episode, is when I awakened to the holistic lifestyle. When I started removing all chemicals from my cleaning products, from the food I was eating. It was a total overhaul of everything I once knew. For me, I was once in the fitness world. I used to compete in fitness competitions. So there was once a reality for me where I was eating, diet food or using, I can't believe it's not butter, and things that were absolutely terrible for me for the sake of 0 calories. Okay. And so when I awakened to this holistic lifestyle and, what brought me there, that's a story for another day. But when I began to awaken to this new lifestyle, it was like a total overhaul of everything I thought I once knew, right? That I could eat this way, that I could clean this way, that I could wear clothing this way. Everything in my life started to shift and change. So I started questioning everything that I was putting in my body, things that I would never imagine I would do differently. I began to do differently. My cookware, my clothing, my food, my cleaning products, the things I was buying, the things I would now stop buying and stop supporting. Everything shifted and changed. And it was an unraveling. It was an unraveling on such a deep, deep level because through the lens I was in before, it was low calorie, low sugar, low everything, eat this way to be on a diet. And the things I was putting in my body weren't necessarily even healthy, even though they were low calorie, low sugar, right? There's chemicals, terrible chemicals in all of those products, right? All of those things like, low calorie Cool Whip, or like I said, I can't believe it's not butter, or sugar-free Jello, sugar-free this, sugar-free that. If it's sugar-free, a lot of the times they have put other things in it. High fructose corn syrup, sweet and lows, things that are absolutely terrible for your body that are actually linked to diseases like cancer. And so for me, it was this homecoming to a natural, holistic lifestyle. So I started questioning everything. Now, for you, this may not be food. I've also had experiences where I started questioning everything and my entire belief systems about things, about myself, about the people in my life, about things that were going on in my family. So this questioning of your beliefs goes for any level of your life. So if any area of your life you start questioning things, this is a sign of an inner awakening to your true self, of who you actually want to be, instead of the programming that you received or how you were told you were supposed to eat, be, and show up in your world. And usually what happens, and this happened for me, once you start questioning one thing, then we start questioning literally everything. So it does start to begin to overhaul your whole life. So I just gave that surface level example of my journey into becoming non-toxic, holistic lifestyle, crunchy woman to the max. And that was really just the beginning. From there, it was like full force into the world of yoga, away from fitness and diet culture, into holistic, healthy, mindful eating. Like I said, yoga, meditation, traveling. It was just a total overhaul. And then into like the healing space and trauma healing and hypnotherapy and the subconscious and generational healing and things that were present in my family that I didn't really believe in anymore because I started questioning everything. So in my experience with myself and working with clients, once you start questioning one thing, you then begin to start to question everything. And this is a sign that you are in fact going through an awakening. Number 2 is you begin to become more aware of your thoughts and your patterns. You begin to become more aware of the thoughts that you're thinking throughout your day, of the patterns and actions and behaviors that you are doing throughout your day. Now, this may sound simple, but many of you have been going through your life on autopilot per the programming in your subconscious, which means you're not consciously thinking about the things that you're doing every day, about the thoughts that you're having every day, about the actions you're taking every day. You're just thinking them and doing them. And you're on autopilot. You're on this unconscious pilot that is just driving you without you even realizing it. But when you are going through an awakening, you start to become more aware of, why did I just do that? I can't believe I just did that. I can't believe I just said that. Why did I react this way? You start questioning it. This is a sign of awakening, because before that, you just did it and you felt validated in that negative reaction. You felt like that person deserved that anger. You feel like that person deserved that reaction, that this is just how you are. This is just how you react. This is just the things you do. But instead, now you're questioning it. Now you're looking at things differently and saying, why did I do that? Where did that come from? And so when you start asking yourself those questions, it leads you back to your programming of why you are the way you are. And when you can discover why you are the way you are, and this requires work with your subconscious, but when you do discover and begin this questioning of why you are the way you are, you get to take control of it. You get to take charge of it. I always say to my clients that it's the awareness that actually sets you free in life. When you are living on autopilot, when you're not aware of the things that you're saying and doing, you are not in charge. Your programming is in charge. But when you are aware, that is where true freedom begins, because that's when you can start to take your power back, where you can start to take control of, now I know why I did that. Now I notice that I'm doing that over and over again, and I want to change, and I want to do this instead. When you start experiencing this, when you start becoming more awake and aware to your thoughts and behaviors every day, this is a sign that you are going through an awakening. And number 3, there is a realignment of your life and your relationships, which means relationships that once felt good to you no longer feel good. Now they start to feel toxic, or your job now starts to feel toxic. You're no longer accepting things that do not feel good when it comes to relationships and the things that you're doing every day in your life. You're starting to feel like you need a shift, you need a change, or you need a break from certain people because it doesn't make you feel good. Or perhaps you were someone who was gossiping quite a bit before, and now Every time there's gossip around you, it doesn't feel good. It feels icky. You feel like you have to just walk away. You cannot even deal with it. Or when you feel someone being reactive around you, you feel sticky. You feel icky. Your energy just doesn't feel good. You're becoming more of an empath, which means you are more sensitive to the energy of other people. And because of that, you are realigning relationships and your work environment and things that are in your life every day that are no longer feeling aligned anymore. So it's this feeling of needing to change, needing to shift in relationships, in work, in your day-to-day reality to find this deeper sense of peace because those relationships aren't helping you feel peace anymore. So you're waking up to this need and requirement of alignment, which is a state of inner peace to feel more aligned. This is, in fact, a sign that you are going through an awakening, which can be challenging when you feel like you have to move away from relationships with people you care about. It can be really hard. It can be really painful. And you can find yourself lingering back and forth quite a bit, which I've been there when we feel like we have to leave toxic relationships. Sometimes it's not as easy. Sometimes it's not a just shut the door and it's done. Sometimes we're back there again and again and again until it fizzles out, until you finally say no more. We've all been in relationships like that, whether they're romantic relationships or toxic friendships, where we dabble in it again, even though we know it's not healthy or good for us. So just give yourself some grace. If it doesn't happen overnight, that's okay. And there's healthy ways to go about it. There's ways you can put up healthy boundaries. I'm not saying you need to totally shut people out of your life, especially if you really do care about them and their family. But if it is a toxic relationship, like for my experience, a lot of the relationships I had were friendships, but a few of them were romantic relationships where you had to shut the door. It was unhealthy. It was terrible. It was bad. And it was years and years and years of back and forth. And the door had to close. And it had to just close right away. So whatever it is for you, just know there's no right or wrong way to go about it. But if it's hurting you, if it's unhealthy, if it's causing you pain and heartache, the door needs to close and it's okay. So number 3, that you are going through an awakening. You are feeling this urge to realign your life and relationships to bring you to a deeper state of peace around you. Again, you're no longer feeling peace with whatever your relationships and lifestyle looks like. So you are making changes or wanting to make changes to feel more at peace. So what can you do if you resonated with any of these? What you should do and what will be most effective is to bring your subconscious into the equation, because this realigning, whichever number resonated for you most, maybe it's all 3, maybe there's one of them, your subconscious has been programmed to operate in those spaces in a certain way for your entire life. So by realigning and rewiring your subconscious, it's going to support you in this awakening so that you can realign in a way that aligns with the version of your life and yourself that you actually want to create and experience instead. So there are tools to support you in rewiring and reprogramming your subconscious. In the notes below, I highly recommend you grab access to the Rewired meditations. There's over 50 subconscious activations and meditations to help you unlayer, reset, rewire at the deepest level of your being so that you can come home to yourself at the truest level and create a life that feels most aligned for you. So you can listen to those subconscious activations right away today if you grab access below. And these are not your average meditations. These are subconscious activations and meditation and forms of self-hypnosis that tap into the subconscious. Normal mindfulness meditation, while amazing and wonderful, really just helps you relax. It doesn't help you rewire. So if you want to rewire and relax, these are the perfect place for you to start. And just know that as you are on this journey, it's normal. It's okay. You can allow yourself to break down so that you can break through. And if you need support, reach out for support. I'm available to support you. If it feels aligned for you, you can check out my one-on-one application in the notes below, or you can reach out to a trusted friend who is on the same journey as you. You don't need to go through this alone. You're not meant to go through life alone. And it's normal to have this urge to transform, to reawaken, to reinvent yourself. And it is a really beautiful opportunity and experience to actually be able to create and live your life from this true space of yourself instead of living based on the programming you received. This is why using your subconscious is so important, because you are rewiring and resetting at the subconscious level as you are transforming and going through this awakening. So by intentionally working with your subconscious, like I mentioned, it's going to support you in actually going through this transformation in a very beautiful, powerful, and intentional way. And it's exciting. So if this resonated, I hope you feel excited about what's happening for you, even if it feels uncomfortable or challenging, because you're about to go on the most incredible journey of your life, a journey through yourself and then back out into the world as the real you, which is the work of your life. So even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's painful, just know that you are, again, taking a journey through yourself and back out into the world as your true self, which is the greatest work you could ever do for yourself. So check out the resources linked for you below. And if you love this episode, make sure you subscribe and you hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode along this incredible journey. And I'll see you next time.